Welcome back to Anything You Want, the digital sanctuary where we refuse to let the truth remain buried under the debris of public relations. We are here to exhume the secrets of the celebrity world, to analyze the whispers that destroy relationships, and to understand the human cost of living in a glass house. Before we open the dossier on today's explosive saga of vengeance and betrayal, I invite you to anchor yourself in our community. Subscribe to the channel to ensure you never miss a chapter of these unfolding dramas. Press the like button to signal your presence to the algorithm, and for those who wish to be the true patrons of this storytelling art, I urge you to click the join button. By becoming a member, you are not just a viewer, you are a guardian of deep, investigative storytelling. Today, we are dissecting a breakup that has mutated into a war. Just when the tabloids were preparing to close the file on the separation between the Turkish icon Yaman and the enigmatic Sara Bluma, a ghost from the past has returned to haunt them both. Sara's ex-husband has stepped out of the shadows, not with a whisper, but with a scream. He claims to be the architect of their breakup. He claims to have warned Yaman that he was being used as a stepping stone. And now, he is claiming victory. Did Sara Bluma truly use two powerful men to feed her hunger for fame? Or is she the victim of a vindictive smear campaign? Stay with us, here on Anything You Want, as we analyze the anatomy of a destroyed romance. To understand the magnitude of this new scandal, we must first appreciate the timing. The world had just begun to accept that Can and Sara were history. The rumors had swirled for weeks, the photos had stopped appearing, and the silence was deafening. But in the world of high-stakes celebrity relationships, silence is rarely the end, it is often the deep breath before the scream. Just as the dust was settling, a shocking piece of news emerged that caused the tectonic plates of the magazine world to shift again. This time, the protagonist was not Can, nor was it Sara. It was Sara Bluma's ex-husband. His re-entry into the narrative was not mild. It was not the sad lament of a man left behind. It was an offensive strike. In comments leaked to his inner circle, and subsequently, inevitably, to the voracious tabloids, he unleashed a torrent of accusations that reframed the entire relationship between Can and Sara. "I had to pay a price for what you put me through," he allegedly declared, addressing Sara directly in his absence. "So I warned Yaman about the kind of person you were. So, when Can saw the truth, he broke up with you. I think he made the right decision. Because you didn't deserve me, and you didn't deserve Yaman either. You only used us to stay in the spotlight. And I proved this to Can. These are not just words, they are daggers. He is not merely commenting on a breakup, he is taking credit for it. He is painting himself not as a jealous ex, but as a savior who rescued Yaman from a trap. This statement has taken the already tumultuous relationship to a new level of toxicity. It forces us to ask a devastating question. Is it possible that a third party, fueled by vengeance, whispered a poison into Yaman's ear that killed his love? To weigh the validity of these accusations, we must rewind the tape. We must go back to the beginning, to the fairy tale that preceded the nightmare. As you may recall, the paths of Sara Bluma and Yaman crossed during a liminal space in the actor's life, a time when he was a nomad between Italy and Turkey, straddling two cultures and two levels of fame. It began with the modern courtship ritual, innocent likes on social media. Then came the coincidences, photos shared from the same locations, the visual breadcrumbs dropped for the fans to follow. And finally, the confirmation, they were spotted together. At the inception of this romance, the headlines shifted dramatically. Yaman's new romance dominated the news cycle for days. Sara Bluma, with her mysterious behavior, her assertive social media aesthetic, and her cryptic captions perceived as references to Can, quickly transformed from a known figure into a sensational one. She was the woman of the hour. But was this organic love, or was it, as the ex-husband suggests, a calculated climb? Did she see Yaman not as a soulmate, but as a ladder? While the world watched the romance bloom, one man watched with growing fury. The presence of the ex-husband in Sara's past was always a variable, but no one expected him to disrupt the equation so violently. Allegedly, upon learning of the affair between his ex-wife and the Turkish superstar, the ex-husband flew into a rage. Sources close to him describe a man consumed by the narrative he was seeing on screen. He lashed out at his inner circle, his words dripping with the bitterness of a man who feels he was discarded. "I know how she deceived me, how she drained me," he reportedly ranted. "I kept quiet then, but today I'm speaking out. Her only concern is popularity and staying in the spotlight. She didn't want Can to find out too late." This was the moment the plan was hatched. He decided that silence was no longer an option. He decided to intervene. As these words circulated, rumors began to surface that the ex-husband had done the unthinkable. He had bypassed the agents, the publicists, and the guards, and had been in direct contact with Yaman. "I pause here to ask you, the jury of anything you want, do you believe an ex-partner has the right to warn a new partner? Is this an act of protection, or an act of sabotage? If your ex contacted your new love, would you see it as betrayal? Share your verdict in the comments below." According to explosive behind-the-scenes reports, the ex-husband contacted Yaman through a mutual acquaintance. It was a breach of protocol, a collision of worlds that should never have met. Allegedly, the two men had a brief but shocking conversation, a gentleman's agreement built on the ruins of Sara's reputation. The ex-husband's account of that conversation is chilling in its precision. "Can is a very direct man. I didn't go to him to denigrate anyone. I told him, just be aware of what you might experience. I gave him examples from our marriage. I explained how she suddenly changed, how she became a completely different person when the cameras started rolling." Imagine the scene, Yaman, a man who values authenticity above all else, listening to a man who claims to know the real Sara. The ex-husband reportedly drove the knife in deeper. "I told him, today she says she loves you, but tomorrow, if she finds a more popular name, she'll leave you without a second thought." This was the poison. He attacked the one thing Yaman fears most in a partner, insincerity. By framing Sara as a fame hunter, as a woman who changes when the cameras roll, he planted a seed of doubt that was destined to grow into a forest of mistrust. According to the allegations, the first major cracks in Sara and Can's relationship appeared shortly after this conversation took place. The breakup did not happen overnight. It was a slow erosion, visible only to those who knew where to look. Social media detectives began to notice the shift. Is it possible that Yaman no longer liked Sara Bluma's posts with the same frequency? Even when they were believed to be together in the same city, they avoided sharing photos together. The digital affection dried up. Then came the suggestive comments from Sara, cries for help disguised as captions, "Sometimes the person you trust the most hits you." All these signs raised the question, is there something wrong between them? The ex-husband's words were likely echoing in Can's mind. Every time Sara posted a photo, every time she checked her follower count, every time she suggested a public outing, did Can wonder, is she doing this for me, or for the spotlight? When the news of their separation finally went viral, no official statement was released. But sources close to the couple claim the breakup wasn't sudden. It was the result of a long period of mistrust, a mistrust manufactured, perhaps, by the man from her past. The ex-husband's harshest accusation refers to Sara's obsession with being the center of attention. His words are harsh, relentless, and designed to strip her of her dignity. "I think she made the right decision. Because you didn't deserve me, and you didn't deserve Yaman either. You only used us to stay in the spotlight." The implication is crystal clear, Sara Bluma is a predator of fame. According to her ex-husband, she used her marriage, and later her relationship with Yaman, as a stepping stone. To gain recognition. To get people talking about her. To secure more brand deals. In his eyes, this was not love, it was public relations management. This accusation strikes at the heart of modern celebrity culture. We are forced to wonder, where does the person end and the brand begin? Did Sara truly love Can, or did she love the reflection of herself standing next to him? This story is a labyrinth of motives and manipulation. If you appreciate the way we dig beneath the surface here on Anything You Want, please take a moment to like this video. It helps us reach more truth seekers. And if you want to support our team of writers, hitting that join button is the most powerful way to do so. Your support keeps the lights on and the stories flowing. So, what does Sara Bluma say about all these accusations? Is she cowering in silence? Far from it. According to insider information leaked from her inner circle, Sara is extremely angry. She is resentful. She describes her ex-husband's statements as a planned lynching, a calculated attempt to destroy her reputation because he cannot control her. A person close to Sara quotes her as saying, "I didn't exploit anyone. Everyone in my life was there because I truly loved them. If I stay silent, it's not out of fear. If I speak out, some will be forced to remain silent. Not even my ex-husband, not even those who fell into his traps." This is a warning shot. Sara is implying that she possesses previously undisclosed information, dirt on her ex-husband, and perhaps even details about Yaman's reaction that would paint a different picture. She is suggesting that Can fell into his traps, painting the actor not as a hero, but as a gullible pawn in her ex-husband's game. The question circulating behind the scenes is now, will Sara make explosive revelations about her past? Is she preparing a dossier of her own? At the center of this hurricane, one name remains completely, stoically silent, Yaman. Neither his ex-husband's vindictive accusations nor Sara's veiled references have elicited a response. Not a word. This raises a critical question: was Can truly warned, or are these claims completely exaggerated? If the ex-husband is lying, why doesn't Can deny it? If Sara is innocent, why doesn't he defend her? According to sources close to him, Can has decided to erect a wall around his private life. It is rumored that the attractive actor is tired, exhausted, of constantly making headlines for his relationships rather than his acting. He wants to be remembered for his projects, for his charity, for his work. He sees this triple duel as noise, and he refuses to hand the microphone to either side. But his silence speaks volumes. By not defending Sara, he is, in a way, validating the ex-husband's narrative. Or perhaps, he is simply a man who realized he walked into a war zone and decided to walk out. The ex-husband's statement, "So Can broke up with you after seeing the facts. I think he made the best decision," has sparked a divided debate on social media. Some agree with the ex-husband. They point to Sara's past behavior, her perfectly curated Instagram, her sudden rise to fame, and say, he is right. Others call it an ex-husband complex. They argue that these statements stem solely from jealousy, misogyny, and revenge. They see a man who cannot stand to see his ex-wife happy, so he burned her world down. Is a new war brewing? After all this, all eyes are on Sara Bluma. Will she remain silent in the face of these serious accusations, or will she drop a bombshell? We are left with a tableau of three figures standing in the ruins of a relationship. On one side, the ex-husband, shouting, "They used me." On the other, Sara Bluma, warning, "If I stay silent, it will be a final warning to some." And in the middle, Yaman, who says nothing, turns his back, and walks away. For now, only one thing is certain: what happened between these three will go down in entertainment history as an unforgettable triple duel. It is clear that the final act of this story hasn't been played yet. Now, everyone is asking the same question. Who will speak first, and what will they reveal? We want to hear your verdict. Do you believe the ex-husband's story, or is Sara the victim of a smear campaign? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for unraveling this mystery with us on Anything You Want. If this story of power, jealousy, and silence moved you, please share it. And don't forget to hit that join button to support independent, deep dive storytelling. Until the next secret is leaked, remember. In the world of fame, the truth is often the first casualty.